Welcome to this video where we'll be discussing a common issue that many developers face when working with JavaScript inputs, marked JS Input Param, defined as null error. This error can be frustrating and difficult to debug. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what's causing it and how to fix it. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the world of JavaScript input parameters, exploring what they are, why they're essential, and how to handle them effectively. We'll also examine the specific error message, marked JS Input Param, defined as null error, and provide a step-by-step explanation of how to resolve it. So, let's start with the basics. In JavaScript, input parameters are values that are passed into a function or method when it's called. They allow functions to be more flexible and reusable, making your code more efficient and easier to maintain. However, when an input parameter is not properly defined or is set to null, it can cause errors like the one we're discussing today. When a JavaScript function expects an input parameter but doesn't receive one, or if the parameter is set to null, the function will throw an error. This error is usually accompanied by a cryptic message that doesn't provide much insight into what's going wrong. To understand why this error occurs, let's consider an analogy. Imagine you're trying to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but you don't have any bread. You can't just slap the peanut butter and jelly together and expect a sandwich. You need the bread as a foundation. Similarly, in JavaScript, input parameters serve as the foundation for your functions. Without them, or with null values, your functions won't work correctly. Now that we understand why this error occurs, let's talk about how to fix it. The solution is relatively straightforward. Ensure that all required input parameters are properly defined and not set to null before calling a function. This can be achieved through various means, such as using default parameter values, checking for null or undefined values before function calls, or implementing robust error handling mechanisms. To recap the main points discussed in this video, JavaScript input parameters are essential for flexible and reusable functions. Null or undefined input parameters can cause errors like marked JS Input Param defined as null error. To fix these errors, ensure that all required input parameters are properly defined and not set to null before calling a function. Use techniques like default parameter values, null checks, and error handling mechanisms to prevent and handle these errors. In the marked JS Input Param defined as null error is a common issue in JavaScript development that can be resolved by understanding the importance of input parameters and implementing proper error handling mechanisms. If you have any questions or comments about this topic, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content on programming and software development. Thanks for watching.